and we always speak quite lengthily about Abraham, who would be the father of our faith. But there was a man who actually opened up a new world, and we are living in his world. This man has played a pivotal role. God has used this man to literally prise open a new world. Because there was a world at one time which was completely deluged in flood. It was completely wiped clean by water. The judgment of God came upon a civilization of people, and that world was put an end. And this man has been a man that God has used not only to save himself and his family, but much more than that, to open up a new horizon, a new world. And it's from the 8 of them, particularly the 3 sons that he had, which we always call Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So Japheth was the eldest, but Shem has always been the center of the 3, because why? It's through him that Jesus will be born into this world. And it's from them that the proliferation of people once again are living in this new world. We are actually living in the second world. And the time has come up where we will end this world as well. And God is going to call us to be the workers or people like this person, Noah, to prepare people for the third world. A world where it's a spiritual world. And we are looking forward for that. And this is the exact time. And we look around the world, we can see that we are living in a time where Noah was doing the last work as we are called to do in this generation. Church, let me just give you a brief intro. We look at it, Adam. From Adam came forth a descendant of people who literally flooded the face of this earth. And we can see that Adam had 2 sons. The first 2 sons, Cain and Abel. And one believed God, one did not believe God. But Adam lost both of them. He lost Cain spiritually, and he lost Abel physically. Both of them were dead. In fact, Abel was killed by his own brother. But from the very beginning of time, we can see that there's already a separation of humanity, where there will be a group of people who believe God, there will be a group of people who would not refuse to believe, and they will go away from the presence of God. And Cain had gone to Lord, or the place called Nod, which is called a place of wandering or fugitive. And then we can see the same scenario in the world today. There are people who will believe in God, there will be people who refuse to believe in God. And we can see that the appointment, which means Seth, God brings a generation of people from Seth, which is the 3rd son, born to Adam and Eve. It's from Seth that God will bring forth a generation of people, or a descendant of people who are of faith. And we read the Bible, God is very clear and concentrated. His concern is about the people of faith. There are other people in the peripherals, yes, but the main focus or the theme of the Bible, we look at it, is always by a group of people or descendants of faith. That's the main focal point of God. That's why when you read the Bible, it's always the people of faith that God is focusing. He's going to talk about the whole world, the Bible will not be enough. But if you read the Bible from the book of Genesis, it's the descendants of faith. And we can see from Seth, in chapter 5, a genealogy of people. Seth, Jared, Cainan. We can see people like Malalel, and then you can see Enoch. You can see Methuselah, Lamech, and then Noah. In chapter 5, you can see these are people who have lived at that time, received the remission of sin, who have lived a kind of life of faith in the living God. And you can see that among them, there were many people who rejected God and refused to believe in God. But these people are being made mention in chapter 5 to indicate to us that God is focusing on a group of people who are walking by faith in believing in Him. And Noah had become a servant of God. Noah found grace in the eyes of God because he rested in the promise of God. Is Noah a very virtuous man? Are you saying that Noah did not sin? No, he did. I believe that all men will sin. But what is so different about Noah is that he was very vigilantly mindful of the will of God. He was very, very careful about the plan and what God is doing. It's only the people of faith will have such a sense in this world even today. There are fundamentally two different group of people. Some people live aimlessly in this world. It's all about this world. But there's another group of people who are fundamentally very discerning. People who live not aimlessly but very vigilantly mindful of the will of God, or what's happening around the world. What's the plan of God? And this is only the people who are walking in the descendants of faith. God is not concerned about what's happening with the other people. He's a God of the living, not of the dead. He's a God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. They are dead and gone, but yet He's a God of them because why? They're still alive. Even among us today, those who are born again in the Spirit are alive to God. Those who are dead in the Spirit, He's not a God of them, He's just a creator of them. Just give you a scenario, an example. Maybe I will borrow help to have both Daniel and John here, two on the same bench, just to give you an illustration. Okay? Two handsome boys, come help me. I have two sons, huh? You use your children, everything. Okay? Your children are blessed children. Come. Let's see it this way. Now, both of them are normal people. Both of them have the stature physically. Now, just imagine one is Cain and one is Abel. Alright? Now, okay, by chance, I'm not trying to depict, so which one shall we make Cain? Do you have any preference? Don't judge them by the cover. Okay? Let's John be the Cain. Sorry, nobody wants to be Cain, is it? See, people don't want to be Cain. Hopefully only in the church, but most of them are actually going by the way of Cain, right? Now just look at it. Both of them, okay? Now, Cain has gone his way. Let's walk out of this way. And Abel wanted to walk with God. But of course, a situation arises where Cain will kill his brother, and then that particular civilization. But then God gave Seth. Remain there. God gives Seth, and from Seth, God is continuously keeping that faith. A group of people in Genesis chapter 5. You go back and read, it's an old genealogy of people. God's only concentrating and focusing on the descendants of faith. People who have received remission of sin by faith.